Hey guys, this will be a tour of my 2019 Mazda CX-9. I got this car back in January to start, I think this year. I posted a story on my Instagram when I still had the silver truck, the Dodge Dakota. We sold that, I think, a couple months ago to a gentleman just a few miles up the road. Eventually later on, but now I have this thing. The 2019 Mazda CX-9. I believe it's the Grand Touring trim. So I don't think it was the top of the line because I think the signature was the top of the line for the CX-9 later on. But yeah, this is it right here. Yeah, a little dirty from the dust because I live on a dirt road. Yeah, it's got all-wheel drive. Same powertrain and transmission that all the Mazdas had. The Skyactiv technology, 2.5 liter 4-cylinder with 250 horsepower if you put premium fuel in it. Or if you just put regular fuel in it, I believe the horsepower drops a little bit to, I want to say like 225 or 230 or something like that. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head now. But which is fine with me. It feels a lot quicker than the truck I had, which was a 2001 Dodge Dakota. I made a review of that a couple of years ago, so I have a tour of that on my channel if you'd like to check it out. Of my 2001 Dodge Dakota SLT pickup truck. But yeah, gray exterior with a black leather interior. And then go ahead and unlock it. I'll show you the power folding mirrors. And we'll go ahead and start the interior tour. But yeah, black leather interior here. Yeah, nice leather wrapped wheel. It is heated. You see the little screen graphic there, pretty cool. You have the tachometer there, and obviously in the middle is the speedometer digitally, so it'll show you your speed, and there's also a heads-up display as well. And then we got obviously the I think it's the temperature and then obviously the fuel as well. And we'll go ahead and start it up right here. Push button ignition. You put your foot on the brake and press this button to start. Yeah, like I said, I bought it in January. But yeah, you can see it's just peaking 75,000 miles. I bought it with, I think, just a little over 74,000 miles, I think. I'll put the radio on mute for obviously copyright reasons, but yeah, I have my my Bluetooth connected. It'll disconnect eventually, and obviously it'll go to the radio station that I had it last on, but yeah, so we'll turn that off, obviously for copyright reasons, but we'll get to the screen in just a moment. We got hazard lights, the vents, it's got heated and cooled seats, dual zone, climate control as well. And then the heated steering wheel button warms the sides. It doesn't really do the top and the bottom, it just does the sides here. And then, yeah, you got your sport mode down here. I love doing that on the freeway. Not necessarily the best in cornering fast, trying to make sharp turns, but it's still pretty cool. And then this controls the infotainment system. If you are driving or when parked, you can touch the screen as well. if you're driving as well. So we'll go to over here. But yeah, the infotainment screen. Oh wait, maybe I will use the knob again. Maybe I have to unmute it or something. Yeah, I'll try and figure out the infotainment system in a moment. But yeah, you got your electronic parking brake, and those are the infotainment system. And then we got a cup holders here, and then the double pull-out center console. And then got the other door panel down here. This does have a Bose branded sound system in it. Brushed aluminum, and then the glove box. And then onto the steering wheel on the right, I have my adaptive cruise control. Fantastic feature. Has the automatic, braking in between. So if the car in front of you speeds up, I speed up. If they slow down, I slow down. So the regenerative braking works phenomenal on this car. And I'm sure in other Mazda models, because, it's the same stuff. No matter if you have a CX-5 or a Mazda 3, CX-3 or CX-30, it's going to be the same stuff, because they share pretty much almost the same parts, almost all the same parts from the Mazda parts bin. And then obviously you can set and reset. That's how you control and turn it on and off. Horn, of course. And then we have our voice commands. And then obviously I think that's to control the infotainment system as well. And then the phone buttons. And then the windshield wiper, or actually the headlight and fog light stock as well, to turn it on and off. And then this controls the rear wipers, and then this controls the front wipers as well. And I'll try and see if I can figure out how to get this infotainment system screen to work. Oh yeah, before I forget, I have a front view camera as well. So we'll take a look at that in the screen right here. Yeah, it's got a front view camera, and then you can put this front view and a bird's eye view all around. So we have the rear view. Oh yeah, and then that view. I've never really even used this, but I have used this screen, of course, where it's got the rear camera and then the bird's eye view up top as well. So very nice feature to have. And then obviously you turn it on and off with this button right here, the view button, to turn on and off the camera system. But yeah, I'll go ahead and figure out how to get the infotainment system work, and we'll see if I can get this going. Okay, so it took me a minute to figure out. If you want to go back and you have your Bluetooth settings on, you go to the home button right here, and it'll take you there. And then if you press this, the nav button, obviously it'll take you to your navigation right here. Obviously, I took my nav system card out because my car was acting up with the Mazda recall issues. If you search up like Mazda lawsuit, you'll get a bunch of results of this infotainment system being fairly defective. Mine did get the defective notice in the mail. And obviously another issue that these screens have is this spider web cracking, is what people call it. It personally looks like ice to me more than a spider web, but people call it the spider web cracking. These screens are very much known to crack like this, and I'm just gonna leave mine for now, but if it gets worse and it blocks the whole screen, I'm gonna replace it with a glass one, because you can buy glass ones on eBay or Amazon for like $40-50. So I'll probably do that in the near future, but for now I'm just gonna let that be, since I can see pretty much most of the screen pretty much all the time. So yeah, we'll head back home And then I don't really know what this is. Oh, this is for XM radio and all the media stuff that you have to pay for, which I personally don't do, but maybe one of you guys do. And then obviously infotainment will bring you to your music settings. And obviously the skip, track, and repeat. And the sound settings where you can change the bass and all that stuff, the tremble, to try and make your music sound better and all that. So very cool. But yeah, Sirius XM, AHA, Pandora, Stitcher, but I just use Bluetooth streaming audio for my iPhone 16. And then we'll head back home. And then we'll go into the communication, which is your phone settings right here for the Bluetooth streaming as well, which is what I do. So, and then obviously we went to navigation, so that's that. I personally just use Google Maps for my navigation, so that's what I usually do. And then obviously settings will take you into the controls of the car. And that's pretty much the infotainment system of the Mazda CX-9 and pretty much all Mazda models from 2014 up until now. Nowadays, pretty much, because they all share the same parts. Engines, transmissions, steering wheels, you know, they all share the same parts. So that's the Mazda infotainment screen. So, all right, and that's it. And then I will show you if I can control the info. It shows you how many miles you have left on your gas gauge, and like I said at the top, that's your fuel and temperature. But as you can see, it said I had 215 miles left since I have a half a tank of fuel left. And then that one's just plain, and it'll show you your temperature and MPG in between, it looks like. And then we got the trip odometer. I'm averaging 20.3 miles a gallon down there. And then I guess that's how many miles I've driven so far on this tank of gas so far. And then I think that's for the adaptive cruise control settings with the picture of the car. You always find all kinds of weird quirks and features like that. And then that'll tell you how many miles left until the service is due. And it'll let you know when you need an oil change or a new air filter. It'll say oil change due or service due. That's what I got before a few months into the car. It said oil service is due. So the car will let you know, which is an awesome feature to have. And here we are back to how many miles I have left until I turn the fuel off as well. So, but yeah, that's it for the car here up front. Obviously we have the mirror and then the reading lights. Turn those on and off, as you can see. And then the holder for my sunglasses and all that. Got a sunroof, and then the lights, of course, and we'll get to the back seats in just a moment. But yeah, we'll go ahead and turn the car off. And I will show you the back seat and everything else. So I'll see you in a second. Oh yeah, and one feature I do want to touch up on before I head into the back seat. It has an automatic touch activated locking feature, lock and unlocking feature. So if you don't want to get your key fob out, you can just press this little black button right here, and it'll lock the car for you. And then when you want to unlock it again, you just press the button again. As long as you have the key fob with you, you can activate this feature. All right, and I will show you the back seat right here. All right, and the back seat. The windows are definitely more tinted than what I'm used to. normally. There's that Bose sound system. Definitely sounds great. Maybe not as good as my iPhone, but it definitely does sound very good. And you might be wondering what these things are. This is a window shade to block the sun, or just kick back and relax, which is what I usually do on my lunch breaks at work. So that's a very nice feature to have, to keep the sun and everything out. And yeah, here's the back seats, the rubber floor mats right here. And then these are the back seats right here. There is a third row, which we will get to in a moment as well. But yeah, as you can see, we got a couple door pockets on each of the seats, and not just one on one of the seats like I've seen on a lot of cars. And as you can see, we got dual zone climate control all along the bottom, and then the AC vents. And then we do have our heated seats back here as well, which was a big selling point for me of what I wanted. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot to show you the heads-up display. But we probably can't see it in the daytime. But maybe I'll show you at the end of the video. But that's your rear climate and heated seats. And then the back seats here with a fold-down armrest, couple cup holders, and then a little storage space. Can't really fit hardly anything at all too much. And then a couple of charge ports there. And the seats do recline as well. But I will show you the third row in just a second, so I'll see you back there. All right, so here's the third row seat. I have it folded right now, and I have some drawers back here. But we'll go ahead and flip this up for the purpose of the video. Obviously not too much room back here. You do have a little bit kind of on this back seat. It's a little bit reclined, but yeah. But if you have it a little bit more reclined forward, it's not too bad back here. It's definitely a little more roomy than some third rows. But my head does definitely touch the ceiling if I go back like this. So, but still pretty good. And I will show you the cargo space after this. So I'll see you back there. All right, and one of my favorite features of this car is the power tailgate. Now you can obviously use the key fob, but what I like to do is press the rubber button underneath the Mazda logo here, and watch what happens. Pops right open, power operated. A very nice feature to have. And then we got a little bit of cargo space with a spare tire underneath my stuff here, my shopping bags, spare tire, and a jack and tool set. And then we got a power outlet back here, old school round power outlet. Got a storage cubby here, and then this is how you drop the third row seat. If I can, there we go. And then you have a nice flat load floor, as you can see, to store things like this right here. And then there's the other storage cubby here. And then, oh yeah, I'll have to show you guys under the hood as well, the engine. But this is how you close the power tailgate. Press this button right here, and then it closes right up. All right, we'll go and take a look at the engine, and I'll try and see if I can show the heads-up display, and then that'll be a wrap for the tour of my 2019 Mazda CX-9. All right, guys, I'm gonna try and do this one-handed and show you the engine real quick. It's the powertrain that Mazda has been using pretty much since 2014 for the second-gen Mazda CX-9, the CX-5, and Mazda 3 and all those cars. CX-3, Mazda, CX-30 and Mazda Miata and all those cars, they all use the same powertrain, 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, 250 horsepower if you use premium fuel, and I believe you get, I think, 227 horsepower if you use regular unleaded gas. So you lose a bit if you use regular, but if you want more power, you can do 250, but you don't necessarily need it because you can still feel a lot more power compared to what I drove last. It feels a lot quicker than my Dodge Dakota truck, so there you go. There's the 2.5 engine. All right, I will try and see if I can show you the heads-up display, and then that'll be a wrap for the tour of the Mazda CX-9. Let's see. I don't think it's probably going to be picking it up on camera at all. I don't think it's going to be picking it up on camera, but... Oh, I see it. It's somewhere back here, but... Oh, there it is. You can see it flashing right there. Yep. That's the heads-up display. And if I had the, the software card in there, it would show me my speed. But in this case, it won't show me my speed, but at least it'll show how fast I'm currently going on the road, on the freeway and all that. So it's a very nice, useful feature to have. And obviously, if you've seen car reviews or certain, certain digital tech and stuff like that, it doesn't flash like that, obviously. It's just, for whatever reason, cameras always like to do that for whatever reason. But it doesn't flash and it's not glitchy like that. So it's just the camera doing weird stuff. But anyways, I'll get out of the car and give one last walk around, and that'll be a wrap for the video. All right. And that'll be a wrap for the tour of my car, the 2019 Mazda CX-9. But thanks for watching, everyone, and stay safe out there.